Hello, I am Quinny. Welcome to the channel, guys. In this video today, I am going to be responding to the most popular demand that's filling up my comment section and my DMs in recent days, and that is, Quinny, there is opportunities galore in the Champ Euro region. Where do I find them? What should I be looking for? Is there anything that's cropped up on your radar? In the video today, I'll be breaking down all of that and much, much more. I'll be going through goalkeepers, defenders, midfielders and forwards in the Champ Euro region that are going down in price at the moment and may still continue to go down over the next week or two, that you can be picking up for an absolute bargain and have great utility for the rest of 2022, if not further beyond that. At any point in the video today, guys, if you laugh, you learn, you like something or whatever, please do like and subscribe and share and retweet and all that good stuff, guys. Stay out of trouble and let's get stuck into it. If you could hit the subscribe button, I do daily global football content, everything from Wonder Kids and Rising Star Managers to fantasy football and watch-alongs. That will also automatically enter you into my April giveaway. This month, I'm giving away a 1 of 100 Belgium Youth International, Ewood Pletench, and 2 limited goalkeepers. If you want to stick around to the end of the video, we'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. So we'll start off with goalkeepers. Now, the thing with goalkeepers, of course, is they have to be playing. That's the first and foremost thing. So the guys in Champ Euro that I'm looking to dig out goalkeeper-wise are undisputed number ones, even if they were to transfer away from the current situation that they're in. For some of them that's more likely than others, then they'll still be held as a number one. They're not going to go into some sort of backup situation or a rotation policy. They're more likely than not to go on and be first team goalkeepers kind of for the foreseeable future. The cheapest one on the list is Matt Sells, okay, who is currently the number one goalkeeper at Strasbourg and also the current Belgium number 3. So he's probably not going to see any playing time in the World Cup, unfortunately, but that's better than nothing, I suppose. Strasbourg at the moment look to be qualifying for European football through domestic competition. If they do that, then Matt Sells is going to be nailed on to be playing midweek and weekend for next season, depending on how far Strasbourg were to go in the Europa League or in the Conference League or wherever it is they may end up. If Matt Sells was to transfer out of Strasbourg, which there is some rumours that might happen, he is only going to go at 30 years of age to another club where he will be the number one also. So depending on how things pan out for Matt Sells, he might just be a great domestic / midweek option for you. And at 0.07, I think he offers great bang for buck. The next one is a kind of mirror image of him in a sense, and it's Predrag Rakovic, okay? So he won't be playing any midweek competition next season, but he will be the number one goalkeeper for Serbia in the World Cup. Ream have done okay this year. You know, they've made a bit of a name for themselves, certainly in the Sorare community with some of the players that they've got, and it's not beyond the realms of possibility to assume if a team was looking for a top-end goalkeeper that Rakovic is going to be on so many teams' shortlist, because his statistics for saves and distribution are within the top ends of the European leaderboards. And at 0.11, you are paying more than you are for Matt Sells to not have that midweek utility, but to have that guaranteed number one national team presence. I think that's a decent trade up if you are looking longer term. You just want to play big weekend teams anyway. Maybe you're not going to have a lot of midweek actual utility from the existing players in your gallery, or you're not looking to bring gallery players in that necessarily offer the midweeks. Maybe you're just after strong weekends with that World Cup upside. And Predrag Rakovic is the big box sticker for that. It's 0.11, with his price coming down closer to 0.1 Ethereum for unlimited. The one that ticks all the boxes in terms of will be the number one goalkeeper, will play midweek competition next year, and is a number one World Cup goalkeeper for the winter, is Bono at Sevilla. Now, Sevilla have had like a couple of goalkeepers feature over the season. Bono for me is clearly the number one. He's been going from strength to strength. Very impressive goalkeeper. Is the Morocco number one. And with the group Morocco have got, he's not a bad shout to maybe get out the groups. But even just for the group stages alone, he is a goalkeeper that probably will be making saves and such. So even without clean sheets, he's somebody that can offer you some points necessarily. And for 0.115, he only costs a little bit more than Rakovic, but he's going to have that midweek utility at Sevilla that Rakovic wouldn't have at Reims. There's another goalkeeper that I'll throw into this kind of balancing act, if you like, and it's Unai Simon, the current number one goalkeeper at Atletico Bilbao, potentially the number one goalkeeper for Spain. Obviously, David De Gea is in contention for that role as well. At 24 years of age, Unai Simon is probably up there with the better goalkeepers that are available to the European elite if they were to go and strengthen their goalkeeper situation. And at 0.1, I think he's a fantastic option now. Atletico Bilbao will not be in European football next year as things stand. It seems very unlikely that that will be achieved. So it will just be, again, similar to Rakovic, but you've not quite got the same certainty that Unai Simon would be the number one goalkeeper. But if he did pay off in that respect, then you've got the number one goalkeeper for Spain in the World Cup, and they could do very, very good. But for me, my pick would actually be Jan Sommer. Jan Sommer at the moment is coming in at 0.08 Ethereum, which makes him only more expensive than Matt Sells in this little list. He will be the number one goalkeeper for Switzerland. He will be the number one goalkeeper for Mönchengladbach. Unfortunately, Mönchengladbach are nowhere near the European spots. They've had an absolute mare of a season. But Jan Sommer, Switzerland, and even Gladbach for next year, because they won't have European football next year and they're going to try and rebuild, and without that fixture congestion, maybe they do a bit better. But I think banking on Switzerland to get out of the group is a relatively safe bet. Jan Sommer to be the number one goalkeeper is nailed on, and even in Bundesliga and in World Cup situation, Jan Sommer could be a very powerful goalkeeper for point capture, because as we've seen, even though Mönchengladbach have been terrible, Jan Sommer is capable of 70 plus scores and goals. And at 0.08, I think he is the best bang for buck that's made my list. Now in defence, I'm really going bargain basement with these selections, okay? So I've got a few different profiles, a few different molds, shapes and sizes. I'll run you through them all one by one and you can let me know what you think of them. The first defender is Nahuel Molina, who is the current right back for Udinese, been playing for Argentina and speculated to be transferred maybe to Atletico Madrid or elsewhere in the summer. At 22 years of age, he's one of the more promising defenders Argentina have knocking around Europe at the moment, and currently his limited card goes for 0.02 Ethereum. And for a guy who is a number one player, the only problem is that whole fullback jeopardy that you get. But to potentially go into an Argentina team that could progress far as a starting right back, and as we've seen with World Cups going by, even if he was to enter that World Cup, an Udinese player having a good World Cup can get transfers, you know, it can open the door for transfers to happen really anywhere across Europe. The next one is Borna Sosa. Now, Borna Sosa is threatened by relegation currently at Stuttgart. When Stuttgart got promoted into the Bundesliga this year, he was held out as being one of the star players in their team, and they've got a lot of up-and-coming talent at Stuttgart, but he was held out as the one. He's not really had a great year. His form has picked up recently, and actually, as of this morning, as I record this video, he was linked to Barcelona. He's a left-back, the number one left-back for Croatia. I know with a name like Borna Sosa, you might assume he's Argentinian or Spanish or something, but no, he is Croatian. And as we've seen with Croatia over all international tournaments I can remember them ever being a part of, they go far. You know, they're a great team unit. They don't have a big population, but their concentration of talent is incredible. And if he is going to be the starting left back for them, then I think that would be a great asset. At the current price of 0.031 for a limited, I think he could be great bang for a buck, but it does also offer that fullback jeopardy for the possession lost, of course. I'm going to sneak in another one. This one's a wee bit more challenger Euro, okay, but it's Stanisha, if that's how you say it, Pavlovic, who is owned by Monaco. Last year was on loan at Cercle Bruges, and this year has been loaned out to Basel. I'm not too sure what his loan situation is for next year, but he will be playing probably Challenger Europe on loan. Doesn't feel like Monaco have a first team place for him at the moment, but he does start for the Serbia national team. He's 19, 20 years of age, he's U23, and if he stays at Basel or if he goes out on loan to maybe back to Belgium or somewhere else, he can score very, very well, and his current price is 0.01 for what will be a guaranteed, at this point in time anyway, World Cup starting centre-back at a team that could get out their group. That could be a great hold to sit on. But I'm going to tie back into Jan Sommer. The bargain basements, the two best bang for buck purchases I think you can get in defence is Manuel Akanji at 0.02 of Borussia Dortmund, because Borussia Dortmund have been an absolute riot in defence. Akanji has been good, to be honest with you. Zagadou has really been the letdown whenever I've watched him, and he's out of contract in the summer. He's got some big links, etc, etc. But Switzerland with Sommer, Akanji, and then my next one, Nico Elvelde, who is trading at the moment at 0.017. I think that's a great base of a group stage SO5 team. Sommer, Elvede, and Akanji. I think you could rack up lots of points with the three of them, because Switzerland don't score a lot of goals. They've been very much the same in every tournament. They're very resolute defensively, almost like an Alpine Atletico Madrid, you might even say. But centre-backs like that who can win aerial duels, win net duels, interceptions, tackles, passes, and with Akanji especially, can be goal dangerous in the opposition box. I think that's a great little trifecta to base a team out of Champion Euro with the World Cup in mind. as you move up the pitch, it makes it really difficult to find proper bargain basement pickups. So I've got a little list of 4 guys here that will, in my opinion, all be starting in the World Cup and do offer some good upside in the short, medium and longer term. The first one is Lucas Paqueta. I'm not going to go to it in too much detail. We made a video talking about why I like Paqueta and what I think he's going to do in the World Cup on the channel a week or 2 ago. But at the moment, because of Lyon's terrible form at the moment, and they won't be playing midweek football next season as things stand, unless they were to go on a mad run and win the Europa League or something, which doesn't feel likely. He's currently trading at 0.095. He will be, in my opinion, the starting number 10 for Brazil. If you absolutely come quids in, maybe he gets a summer transfer and he becomes even more powerful as a champion Euro card for next season. But as they stand now, to be the main man at Lyon and get a good World Cup run up and do well in the World Cup at 0.095, I think is a pretty good price for somebody like that. The next one is Federico Valverde. Now, Federico Valverde has been more and more touted as the future of Real Madrid's midfield with every passing week that he's rotated in. He impresses everyone who watches him. His limited card is currently trading for 0.046. You do have to contend with Real Madrid's rotation, but he will be in the starting midfield for Uruguay. And very similar to Croatia, Uruguay are a predictable entity in the World Cup. You know how they're going to play. You know, again, very similar to Croatia. They've got a very small population, but a very clear football identity. Valverde is the main man in that midfield for them in terms of the future. You know, the up-and-coming guy that's going to take Uruguayan football into the next generation, along with maybe Darwin Núñez and 1 or 2 others. And I think as time goes on, he's only going to become more and more of a regular at Real Madrid. And again, having a Uruguay midfielder for the World Cup probably wouldn't be too bad either. The next one is a little bit of injury option on him at the moment, and that is Kamaldeen Sulemana. Okay, so Ghana, again in the World Cup, got a decent group, and Ghana could get out of their group. And if they do, a fit Sulemana is going to be a big part of any success they have. Currently, down to his injury mainly, he is currently trading at 0.048. Ren will be in European football next year, and he is, when fit and available, his statistics rival Neymar in terms of how successful he is on the dribble, taking people on one-on-one and making key decisive actions in the final third. So a fully fit and firing Kamaldeen Sulemana for next season, for Rennes in Ligue 1 and European football, and then Ghana in the World Cup, I think is a great purchase. U23 also. And then the last midfielder, and I really do feel that this one is a bit of a bargain basement, it's Rodrigo de Paul. He's really moved up a level in the last 2 or 3 months since his move from Udinese to Atletico Madrid. He's been a big part of the Argentina setup as well, and a Rodrigo de Paul in form could be a very handy SO5 player come the World Cup. He will be involved in mainly 90-minute encounters. You know, he's not a guy that is a sub or rotation option. He's mainly, if they start, it's down to tactical stuff, and he'll play the 90. You know, he can do set pieces, he can contribute with lots of different attacking motions as well as defensive ones, and it's midfielders like that I'm always interested in. For his limited is 0.02. You will have all the stuff that comes with Atletico Madrid as well in terms of European football, etc. I think that's a great price for a midfielder that's so steady and kind of safe in that respect. And again, the further we move up the pitch, the harder it becomes to find bargains. The only one I would consider a bargain, okay, is Dia of Villarreal / Senegal, okay? At the moment he is injured and he is currently trading for around 0.0062. So the cheapest player we've got on the list by a long way stretch. He's been coming through pretty good at Villarreal this year. Again, injuries have kept Villarreal at bay with him, Gerard Moreno, Paco Alcacer, Yeremy Pino. There's been actually a lot of injuries in the forward line in Villarreal this year. They might not make European football unless they were to win the Champions League, which they're probably not going to get. They probably won't get by Bayern Munich, let's just admit it now. So you maybe don't have that with them. But for the price that you can get a Dia at, he actually handcuffs quite nicely as well. Another one that I would throw into this, and that is Gerard Moreno, also of Villarreal, and a very credible candidate to be the starting number 9 for Spain. It will be between him and Morata, but I think a Gerard Moreno who's fit and firing this come the winter, having a great time for Villarreal. His scores are incredible. I think he could be the number 1 guy for Spain come the World Cup, and currently he's trading for 0.075. If you couple him with the Dia, that means then if you were to lose Moreno down to a transfer or a rotation or a suspension or whatever, you've got a little handcuff there, and then maybe they both go to the World Cup and then maybe they both play and you get double utility out of that little kind of handcuff play that we've maybe laid out there. But for me, the two biggest bargains when you think about the World Cup and Champion Euro is Antoine Griezmann at 0.0674 for unlimited. He is Mr. France. He's one of these guys similar to Gareth Bale, and we've seen lots of examples of this down the years where they always turn up for their national team. It doesn't matter if they're in favour for their club or whatever, they perform at such a high level and they perform such an integral part to the dressing room dynamic for the nation that they're always drafted in. A World Cup winner, of course, and we know all about Antoine Griezmann. He will play every game for France as things stand, as long as he's fit and healthy. And at 0.06 plus, I think that's incredible value. Maybe he stays at Atleti, maybe goes back to Barca, maybe he transfers someone else. All of that is up in the air and is what is really suppressing his price, because there is such a big question mark on what will happen to him between now and the World Cup. But in the World Cup, I think it's a known quantity what you're getting with Antoine Griezmann. In the same mold as Antoine Griezmann, we also have Memphis Depay. Again, big question marks over the future, what it's going to hold. His limited is currently trading at 0.09. Both of these strikers, Griezmann and Depay, are in teams that you would consider favourites to go very far in the World Cup. And considering how lean I've managed to build this kind of little base team that's taken a few hours to formulate, I think they would be great centrepiece attacking options for a World Cup team. If you had like that Switzerland backline of Sommer, Akanji, Elvelde, maybe you put in Valverde or De Paul in the midfield, and then you start with Depay or Griezmann as a striker. That could be a great Champ Euro and World Cup team that has some midweek utility, depending on some of those question marks, where people end up, etc. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, guys. Is there anyone you would add into this? Is there anything you'd want me to explore in a similar fashion? I hope you've enjoyed this one, guys. Have a great one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and retweet, and all that good stuff. Stay out of trouble, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye. Let's get into all the giveaway stuff before I let you go. I'm still doing monthly giveaways, and I'm making it easier to enter. If you want to be entered to win this month's prize or any future giveaways here at the channel, all the same rules will always apply. Hit the subscribe button, you need to be a subscriber to enter, then leave a comment down below. Each month, a random comment from a random video will be selected as the winner, so the more videos you leave a comment on, the better the chance you've got of winning any of my giveaways. All the winners are announced at the end of videos the same way as we're doing here. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on. As always, guys, if you've enjoyed the video today, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button. On screen now is some other stuff that I've made that YouTube thinks you might enjoy. Stay out of trouble, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.